Okay, so everybody's here, everybody's ready, everybody's synchronized. We ask that only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. We set that intention for this transmission so that only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Or earphones. Maybe make sure that you won't be disturbed for the next hour. Make sure that you have enough silence around you, enough peace. Let your loved ones or dear ones around you know that you are having a moment for yourself, a personal development moment, however you want to call it.
Sweet grass.
Da. So we are starting. We also lit up some Palo Santo. We create a meditation environment for us now so that we have the best atmosphere. How is everybody feeling? Again, because everybody has finally joined and resolved the tech issues and everything that wasn't resolved, we connect divine self to divine self, we synchronize divine self to divine self, and we ask that we communicate divine self to divine self in this workshop. So today it's a very important light portal. Very beautiful light codes are coming for us now. We get the opportunity to work on a much higher level with ourselves and with the ones around us. We get to have new understandings of how life works and how being here on this planet works, and what is with all this physical body that we have and all the things that we are experiencing. We get to have new understandings about how humanness is and how we can make the best of it while being light beings. Because in truth we are beings of light in human form, and we are spirit experiencing humanness. And once we get this understanding fully and we integrate it fully, we perceive the world differently. We have a different vision or version of why we are here, and a different perception of why life is happening the way it is. Once we fully understand that. Is everybody okay with English? Everybody on Zoom and on YouTube and on Facebook understands if I speak in English, or does anybody need translation? If you need translation, just type yes in the comments, in the chat box, and I'm going to translate in both languages, Romanian and English. If somebody, for example, Daniela or anyone else is not comprehending the language, just let me know. And if you're fully okay with English, just set a thumbs up. You have all these possibilities in your Zoom.
Recording in progress.
Okay, the meeting is being streamed with 4 cameras, and it's also live. So you'll see me looking in many directions because I want to look at everyone who is joining. That does not mean that I'm not paying attention to you. I can be everywhere at all times. So even if my eyes are in a different direction, you are in my heart. So just know that my eyes are going to be moving a lot because I'm seeing everyone on Zoom and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and the meditation page and everyone in the room with me at the same time. Also, for the ones on Instagram and Facebook, know that we will be together for 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, but the streaming on your channel is only going to be half an hour. Those of you who want to be with us in the full workshop, there's a link in the description of the video on Facebook, and there's a link on the bio on Instagram for the activating of Body of Light workshop, and that's how you can join us. Or just type yes in the comments and we bring you in, and you can make a donation later just to synchronize energies. So this is donation based, and you have all the details in the description of the video. I'm going to start with some sound because I like to bring sound into these meetings. Sound is light codes and is light. And it helps us synchronize and center and tune in to this field better. And if anyone is having any discomfort or any thoughts or thought patterns that aren't yet fully in a place of love, we invite you to drop them. It might be challenging this day for you because there's a very powerful energy coming in, and every resistance that you might have in any place of your body or any corner of your mind might be brought to light today. You might feel sometimes a little itchy or scratchy or anything like that in this process, but know that this too shall pass as you center in your heart better. So whatever challenges you're experiencing, either physical or mental or in your personality because you think you are a person, whatever that is, just let it go and just tune into your heart. And from your heart, you'll get all the answers or all the energy that you need to feel better in this moment. And whatever judgments that might come during this conversation or this meeting, whatever thoughts that you might have that are not of love, we invite you to not trust them so much because that's also part of your person or personality challenging you. In the meantime, we want to thank our hosts that are joining and receiving us tonight in this live transmission here in Brașov. So we thank Zeda and Elias for having us. And we are really grateful to the space and for the space, and we know that we are challenging because we move things around a lot, but it's part of the journey, I hope. And we thank also the spirits of the place, and we ask for the permission to just have this energy here and bring the best energies for everyone in. And thank you for having us. And Zeda here, you cannot see her yet, but she's a wonderful person, and she's bringing light codes with sound and voice, and she's probably going to join us in our retreats and festivals because she's an angel singing beautifully. And our other host, Elias, is a fabulous magic creator, which creates magic with food ingredients, vegan food ingredients and liquid food ingredients. Therefore, he's probably going to be with us for a long time if he chooses so. And this being said, I'm just going to play some sounds for you. This is my instrument, for those of you who don't see it online. It's called, how is it called?
Drum.
Oh, drum. And I don't know how to play with it, but I'm just downloading sound, so it's not something I've learned, it's just something I'm channeling. And I'm going to start with that sound because it tunes us better to the angelic frequency and the light codes that we're meant to bring in tonight. If you have an intention for this gathering, or for your life now and from now on, it's very good that you focus on this now. And also we're going to have a meditation towards the end that will increase the energy for this intention and for this manifestation. You're also invited to have a pen and paper, because at some point we're gonna write what we want to let go of and what we want to bring in. And you will be invited to at some point burn that paper. So just make sure you get some pen and paper for you for this workshop. I advise you to not use your iPhones for this. Just write it down on a literal paper. I know that's not trendy anymore, but it's more powerful for manifestation. Bine ai venit! There's still people arriving in the live room that we are in. So towards the end of the workshop, we're going to have the meditation for manifestation. Those of you who aren't yet subscribed and you are on YouTube or Insta, type yes if you want to join that, and we'll send you a link to join. And if you have any intentions for tonight, any clear intentions that you want to manifest, poți să stai așa că vrei. Nu, sau unde vrei. If you have any intentions for tonight, any specific thoughts that you would like to manifest for the planet or for yourself, you can choose a personal intention and you can choose a global intention, because global intentions are very welcome here. We are manifesting more peace, we are manifesting more harmony on the planet, we're manifesting more love, we're invited to tune into the frequency of oneness more. And this is a very, very, very good moment to think of that and focus on that and channel your intentions for that and manifest that on the planet. So not only the personal intentions are invited here, but we're also inviting more powerful global intentions, because we're all in a time where we need more peace of mind. Yes? We're all in a time where we need more freedom. We have experienced lack of freedom for too long, and now we want to have more freedom in our lives, and the choice to choose our health and our traveling and our movements in a freer way. We all want more love and freedom to express our love the way we choose to. So I just met a person yesterday in the market that was choosing to love somebody of the same gender. And while we were waiting at the cashier, he just expressed that he is supporting diversity. And I totally am for that. You know, diversity in any choice, diversity in any path of life, diversity in any intimacy or sexual preference, diversity in anything is well embraced, because we are now in a time of freedom. And each one has the right to embrace freedom in his own way, as long as we create harmony in that freedom within ourselves and with all life. So freedom that is uninvasive, freedom that is unhindering for others, freedom that is in harmony with all, that is the freedom that we advocate for and that we want to bring more on the planet. So we invite you to focus on that. I'm just going to take a moment to take something for my smudging. So I feel to bring in some essences and some scents that are very, very beneficial for manifestation. I will tell you what I'm using, and you can use that in your homes when you find it. So I'm using as feminine essence. We work tonight with the blending of masculine and feminine, because it's the time for, it's a Tuesday, it's a Tuesday. So it's a time for two, for the union of the two, for the union of masculine and feminine, for the blending of twin souls, twin flames, twin energies, in whichever gender you choose. So I'm going to use the feminine as jasmine, as the scent of jasmine, to represent the feminine essence and the essence of divine feminine of goddess, to invite in that essence for tonight. And I'm using dragon blood for the masculine, so that the masculine is also freed from any patterns of anything that hasn't been harmonious. We don't even name them. And is free to manifest itself fully in harmony and in love, as well as the feminine. So we work with these two essences tonight as part of this manifestation ritual, so that we bring in those essences not only with light and sound, but also with scent and smell. And it's part of this journey of tonight. This is a very beneficial day for rituals. So the first ritual that we do is intention setting, right? We set our intention for what we want to bring in tonight. And I just mentioned 3, freedom, peace, love. And the 4th is the harmonious blending of masculine and feminine in love. Whatever your intention is, write it down or set it in your heart, or even write it in your comments, so that we all can focus on that. And we want to bring energy to your intentions too. When you think them, they are powerful because they're in your head. But when you write them, they're more powerful because they're in your manifestation. You manifest them through writing and through the power of wording. So we invite you to have that. Yes, I see a yes here from Sorin. I am not sure if it is for the English thing, or if you want me to translate to Romanian. So please detail what's the yes for. Okay. I promised some light codes. Thank you, Beatrice and Lucia and Alina and everyone for being here. Mary and Matt Quantic and Joshua. Very beautiful name, Joshua. We are focusing very much on Christed energy today and the blending of the Christed essences, the Magdalene and the Christ also. It's not a religious thing. I'm not a religious person. I am a person that is blending in spirit, and spirit is everywhere, and it has manifested beautifully through the essence of Christ. So Christ as essence, not Christ as a person or as a religious character. When we talk about Christed essence, we talk about the essence of universal love. We talk about the essence of universal freedom, and we talk about the essence of divine power and the ultimate tantric mastery, and has been manifested on the planet through the one that we call the Christ or Jesus, but it has been manifested through other ascended masters as well. It has been streamed through Buddha, it has been streaming through Krishna, it has been streaming too through also feminine presences like Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, and so on. So it's an essence that is universal, it's not part of a religion, and we are inviting it in as well. Sorin is saying, I want till the end. You're already in the streaming for, staying here till the end. And of course, we welcome you here. Okay. Trying to find my right. So while we play this, just see what you feel through your body and in your heart. And also follow your breath in the process. while we do this, you can write your intentions in the comments. We ask that we harmonize divine self to divine self, commune divine self to divine self, and communicate divine self to divine self within ourselves and with all the people present. Online, live, and in all the corners of the world, this is a universal gathering. We are being joined by people from all over the world, but also by beings of light from all over the galaxy. And we ask that only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Only the beings of the purest light and love can be present energetically and telepathically with us now. Apparently, I also have an imaginary friend participating. As always, I have an extra chair, or I count an extra person, and I feel an extra energy that's not really necessarily present in the room, but is with me. So there's literally a chair to my right all the time, or to my left, that is being occupied by somebody that we don't all see. So I see beautiful intentions here. Love, peace, and harmony in the world. That's a global intention. And think of one that is personal, so that you also have a happy heart in your life. It's so beautiful to have global intentions, but it's so fabulous to also have your life set into place and set in harmony and have intentions for yourselves. I see somebody else saying beautiful, harmonious relationships and in a state of love with all my family members. Yes, and when you look at family, what is family really? Is your family ending where the bloodline stops, or is it really that we are all a global family, all united through eons of time? There was a beautiful DNA test that was propagated through a video when people were having specific ideas about race, when they were asked what race they believe they have as an ancestry, and they said they surely couldn't be this or that, and they had certain judgments about a specific race, right? Or a specific nationality. And when truly they made a DNA test, they discovered that they were having bloodlines streaming through almost all the planet. And in their DNA, there were almost all the races. And they had origins of, all colors, and they had blood streams of all the corners of the world, and even from the nationalities that they actually hated or despised, they were maybe most prominent in their bloodline. So if we look at that from the perspective of our international bloodline or intergalactic origins even, because some of you might have the same judgments about beings that are not of Earth, and you might have fears of beings that are coming from another planetary systems. And yes, aliens exist, so don't even get me started on that chapter. But you might have judgments of that, and think of it, that you are stardust, and you are coming through eons of time, and you had incarnations or manifestations in so many planetary systems. And you might have had so different aspects and forms and shapes and consciousness, types of consciousness streaming through you. You might have had so many different ways of streaming a source, that in truth, if you see a being looking like a praying mantis or like a cockroach or like a more weird being, you know, that's coming from another planetary system, you might invite yourself to acknowledge that this is still you. This is still you in another form, in another shape, in another place, in another density, if you will. It's the same essence streaming through all, and we invite you now to focus on that concept of unity that's going beyond your race and gender, that's going beyond your nationality and country, that's going even beyond your planet, so that you are fully aware that you are one with all. So that's another invitation, and with that intention, I was saying that we can make personal and global intentions. And what is your intention for it now? So another person says, continuing further and deeper on the path of joy and courage. For all of us, peace, unity, and love. So I just invited the codes of unity, and I explained from my perspective what that means. I feel that most of you are now more and more tuning into the pattern of peace and are streaming it in. But what is love? You know, what is love, really? When we say we want to invite in more love, what are we really envisioning or referring to? Right? Is it love when we love our siblings, our bloodline, our children, and our spouse? Do we really love them, actually? Or is just interdependent or codependent ways of relating? Where does love end for these beings? When they behave in a way that you dislike? When they do things that you find despicable? Is it still love when they do the exact contrary of what you would have expected of them? Do you still have love for them when they choose to not choose you, for example? Or to make choices that are totally different from your concepts and beliefs? Can you still love them, those dear ones, the closest ones, when they are so different from you that it enrages you to the core? Can you still have love for them? When they do things that trigger you, that push your buttons, that break your principles, your core convictions, that stuff that you thought to believe to be true for this world and for yourself, can you still love them? That's the first question, and I just referred to the first line of your closest ones, your dear ones, and your children, the things that came out of your body. And the same questions now expand for the love for the ones that you don't know so well. You know, your co-workers, the people who collaborate with you, and the ones who are, you know, in your proximity for some reason. Especially the ones that you can't get rid of, you know, because you are meant to go to the same office every day or to the same workspace and meet them every day there and have to deal with so many differences that you have between each other, the stuff that is not yours and is not of you. And you wouldn't have done it that way, and you wouldn't have chosen that, and that haircut and that horrible habit, be it smoking or anything else, and that way of dragging their feet, whatever it is that you are dreading of them. Those people, right, that are in the next line of closeness around you, you know, and that you are invited to love because they are there, they're like in your face, and very often. Yeah, can you have love for them when they don't do what you expect, when they don't behave like you want, and when they are not what you appreciate? and embrace in this life? The exact opposites, the exact opposite polarity, the thing that you despise most. Can you embrace that in your life? And then the ones that are not so close to you, you know, talking of family, the ones that are maybe in your community, but you just meet them once or twice, and the ones that are maybe in your, have been in your life for a very, 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 very short time, a blink of an eye, you could say, compared to your family. The ones that you've only met in what we call a butterfly kiss. You just shared the very short-term energy with them, and then they disappeared for tens of years maybe. And you've never even paid attention to them really, because they didn't seem like someone important in your life. And yet, maybe they come back after 10 years or 20 years again in your vicinity for some reason. And maybe you've invited them or they came uninvited, and maybe you don't even know why they are there. Do you feel love for these people that you don't feel they're your family, and you don't feel their importance in your life yet, and you have no idea why they showed up again, and so on? Could you feel love for those people still? What is love really, right? And again, another layer is the ones that have hurt you the most. You know, the one that you despise to the core because of the way they behaved and what they said and the horrible things they did or said to you. The utmost despicable behaviors that you swore you wouldn't receive back in your life. You are gone from my side till the end of time, you have said to yourselves. Those people, the ones that did the utmost wrong of all the wrongs that you could think of, been violent to you, been aggressive, been despiseful, been unfaithful, cheated, betrayed on you, harmed you in the various ways that only humans can do. They have invented so many ways to hurt each other. It's just bewildering to notice how many ways they can find to break each other so that they can mend them back together again, their pieces of soul. Unimaginable. And still, they are around you somehow. Or you still remember them. Or maybe you didn't so far, but my words have brought back in some corner of your heart, in some area of your soul that you didn't look in before, this pain of all those people who have harmed you so bad, in an unforgivable way. Could you love those? My question was. Like, could you find a way, for example, to see in their insanity or lack of consideration or lack of consciousness, find compassion for that in your heart, and find an explanation or a reason or a way of integrating their behavior that doesn't hurt you anymore? Like, could you find that in your consciousness now, or could we ask that this is downloaded for you, whatever that is? Could you find a way to forgive that is acceptable for you and that would help you not necessarily love them? Maybe that's too much, but at least stop hating with so so much energy. That moment, or that word, or that gesture that they did. Could we ask that for everyone here participating, we can find a way to invite that acceptance in our lives and that compassion and that higher understanding that everything is actually the exact way it should be and the best way possible for us all. To invite that place in our consciousness that is there. You have it already somewhere in you, that forgiveness and that love already exists. It's just cluttered by all the ideas and the judgments and the walls that you have put around you so that you make sure you never forgive that person and you never let it back in your life again. So, would it be more useful for you to break down those walls and to invite that love and that acceptance and that compassion in? Or is it still serving you to defend yourself and keep that protection that is keeping that person or those people out of your life, or those behaviors out of your field, or those things that have happened out of your acceptance in your comfort zone? And that doesn't mean that you have to invite that behavior back in again, or that you have to accept the same trauma to replicate itself back in your life, or even accept the people back in your life, but just accept that it happened and find a way to integrate it and love it. Would you want that? Because to me, that is true love. To love the most unlovable. And I tell you this because I've been hurt like crazy in this lifetime. In so many ways, in so many forms, by the dearest of the dearest of the dearest of mine. Family and loved ones and lovers have done the most unconceivable things to invite me to find compassion and understanding for all human gestures and for all types of violence and aggression. And to some degree I did. And of course maybe there's still corners in me that didn't. But I know how it feels to hate something, or not hate, but despise something to the core and then accept it. I just know that feeling. I've had it. I've transcended the things that I've despised the most. To some degree. So far. And in other lifetimes too, I've been slaughtered and killed and stoned to death and guillotined and did horrible things to my body, the humans, because I was bringing in concepts that weren't acceptable or behaviors that weren't embraced. I still have those memories. I know how it feels to be betrayed and to be rejected and unaccepted and even killed for certain principles that I was bringing in. And still, out of the utmost love for humanity, we are still here and still standing. Incarnation after incarnation and day after day in this lifetime. And we know what love is from that perspective. So would you choose that type of love? You just have to say yes, and then we invite it in with these light codes, and then we see what it does. Yes, we don't know how it comes. We don't know what will break in you as walls and patterns and principles and concepts, but we just invite it in anyway and see what it does to us. Would we agree? Yeah, we just have to say yes, and then we let the universe do its job. But this is my intention for tonight, actually. The best intention that I can come up with is to find the ultimate love within us. The greatest love that we are capable of. The greatest love, the superhuman love, the divine love that we are capable of, and to find that with joy and ease and grace. Yes, it is a powerful and heartfelt presentation because I am speaking from my heart of hearts. And what I invite you to do is just open up to this as much as you can. You don't have to open up fully unless you really want to. And from that place, invite love in, however it comes. And we also invite you to invite your intentions. So I see everybody here talking of love and global unity and so many beautiful things. And I see people saying, yes, yes, I know that kind of love. Yes, I want that kind of love. Yes, we invite it in. So this is my focus on this evening. And I just love you all. That's another thing that I want to mention. And I invite the ones watching on Insta and Facebook to join this workshop. So say yes if you want to join it. I can send you a link. You can make a donation later because we love energy exchange. We also love to be supported. We love to be financially secure. We love abundance. We love money. We actually love abundance in its physical form. And I have no problem with saying that. And for the record, that's healthy. So everybody who wants to join in this workshop, we still have 10 more minutes on streaming in Facebook and Insta, and then we are totally focusing on the ones who are online with us already in the Zoom link because we want to bring the best energy for the ones who have said yes to love and yes to this workshop and yes to fully participating and fully committing. It's good to commit, you know? It's good to commit to share with the group in the most harmonious way. And that's what we invite you to. And if you're on Facebook, the link is in the comments. But if you're on Insta, the link is in bio. You find the Activating the Body of Light workshop, and that's the description of how you can join. Or just say yes and I'll join you in. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing people yawning and coughing and saying yes I do and all that stuff. I want to ask to have a message from the universe. That red box that you already know is the message from the universe. So just take one, the ones in the room, and I'll draw a message from the universe for the ones that aren't in the room. I'll just channel your energy to draw a message for you so that you will have a message from the universe here. Those of you who have been in workshops with me in Mediash and other places, Daniela and Sorin and others, you know that we can spell this little box that you know so well, that it brings all the messages for all the people in the right way and time for you now. So now I'm going to draw a message for Sorin, and I'm going to read it. It says, sing from your heart. And I know you like to sing, so you're invited to do more of this. I know you like kirtans and stuff like that, and mantras. And now I'm going to draw a message for Mother Jaguar, Beta. May the peace of inner self bring us joy. It's exactly what you're focusing on, my darling. And I'm going to draw a message for Daniela. Love has no fears and no vengeance. So the things that you ever felt resentment for, it's time to let them go. And then I'm going to draw a message for, what's the name of the other two that are coming in, Petra? The name of the other... Deval. I'm going to draw a message for Deval now. Let your manners speak for you. So manners can mean anything of your behavior or anything that you feel you can bring in as manners. And I'm going to draw a message for Kristen. Life has meaning. I hope it speaks to you, Kristen, this message. And there's another person? No. So the other ones that I don't know your names and that are on the meditation page, on the workshop page, just write down your names, or on YouTube. And I'm going to draw a message for you when I have your names. And the ones on Facebook or Insta, just join the workshop. And now you can tell me your messages if you want. Yeah. And this cat is also our dearest participant. She's always in my lap for the best moments.
I am beautiful, I am bountiful, I am blissful.
I am beautiful, I am bountiful, I am blissful. And yes, you are. We must make a song out of this.
Yes.
Yes, it will sound so good. Who else wants to say?
Every bit of your heart is a rhythm of your soul.
Every beat of your heart is the rhythm of your soul. Oh, yes, it is. And if you listen to your heart more and to your actual physical heartbeat, you actually have the chance to hear the messages of your soul more deeper. I think that's the extra message to the message. Yes. Anyone else?
The art of happiness is to serve all.
The art of happiness is to serve all. This is the Christed essence. This is the Christed essence because when I was starting to have webinars and workshops in 2013, I received a program that I'm still holding to this day. It's called the Pranic Consciousness Process. It's an 8-day program that I'm holding online and live. Maybe we'll start it here at some point. An 8-day program of increasing your vibration and your pranic consciousness and your pranic nourishment. And in this program, that every day we do a new type of meditation and exercise and practice for 8 days. In this program, each day, a master is supporting that frequency upliftment or that elevation, an ascended master. And each master is recommending a certain way or a certain practice or a certain way of being to upgrade your frequency. And I'm going to tell you about it now, all these masters, because they want to come in. So all these masters are, have created a program to uplift humanity. And each one has presented his own method for uplifting the frequency, the vibration, to activate your light body. So I'm going to tell you all these methods and all these masters because it's part of actually the light body activation. So the first method that has been recommended by these ascended masters to upgrade your frequency is meditation. So all 8 masters have agreed that if you meditate daily or regularly, even several times per day, you can upgrade your frequency. And all of you who have done so, you know that this is true. Then another method that is recommended, and you might want to write them down, those of you who don't know them. Another method that is recommended to upgrade your frequency and to activate your body of light and amplify your light body and light frequency is to connect daily with the universe, or to have a daily contact, I call it, with whatever you believe in. It's bigger than you. It might be an ascended master, it might be a light being, the Christed one, or Buddha, or Kuan Yin, whoever you believe in. Or it might be God, if you believe there is a God, or it might be the universal field, the quantum field, if you believe there's such an energy. Whatever you believe is bigger than you, the universal mind even, just take some daily moments to connect with that. And that divine connection is actually amplifying your light or your body of light or your inner shine. And this method or this way of upgrade is recommended by Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion from the Asian tradition. Another thing that is recommended by these ascended masters to upgrade your body of light is to master your mind, monitor your thoughts, and try to modify your thoughts when they become a little hectic. This includes affirmations, this includes whatever is modifying the programs of your mind so that they are more harmonious. So mind mastery is recommended by Saint Germain, the master of alchemy, who is mastering the violet flame or the violet ray, and has been an immortal for hundreds of years now. So he is recommending to master your mind, in order to upgrade your frequency and to amplify your light, your body of light. The fourth thing that is recommended in this program and is recommended by the Ascended Masters, the fourth thing is to have a lighter diet, right? And I know that to some this is not something you would choose because you still like your goodies. But if you really want to upgrade your frequency and to have your body of light stronger in your physical body, streaming through your physical vessel, you need to purify your physical vessel, you need to detox, you need to upgrade the quality of the fuel that you put in. And that is, at any level that is available. So if you're omnivorous, you could move into vegetarianism or veganism. If you eat all animal products and stuff, you could move to vegetarianism to upgrade, to lighten up your diet. If you're already a vegetarian, you can move to veganism or raw vegan food, to upgrade the frequency of your fuel, the quality of your food, and the frequency of your body. If you're already a vegan, you could include more raw food or more liquid food in your diet. For example, if you have 3 meals a day, 2 of them could be liquid in the form of soups or smoothies, and the third one could be solid. Or you could have all of 3 of them or liquid, Or you could have all of 3 of them raw, if now they're all cooked. And that upgrades your frequency. Why? Because there's been studied, and also the light beings are saying this, if you're moving from omnivorous to vegetarian and natural food, your energy levels grow tenfold. So 10 times more energy you have if you're moving from omnivorous to vegetarian and natural food. If you're moving from vegetarian and natural food to liquid food, which is blending all your food, you can blend fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, nuts, avocados, even boiled vegetables, you can blend them into soups. So you have a lot of options. You're not limited in your options, just you're limited in choosing junk food because you don't blend pizza or hamburgers. So that's a good thing if you think about it. But if you blend your food, you'll choose naturally healthier food and you'll still have the right amount of nutrients, just you won't need to digest that much. And there's been studies and light beings are saying that when you do that and you go into more liquid food and you start blending it and doing liquids instead of solids, your energy levels grow 100 times more. And that's just logical. You don't use energy to digest and break that food down into pieces. All that energy that you use daily 3 times or 5 times per day to digest, you'll use it for other things. So that's natural. That's something that I can subscribe, and testify for, because whenever I'm having solid food, I'm having, a general nap. All my body goes into sleeping, all my mind goes into numbness, and it's a total different condition than when I'm drinking my food, which is what I'm choosing to do most of the time. So 100 times more energy, would you like that? And it comes with all the nutrients and all the stuff that, all the tastes. You still can have mangoes and avocados and the vegetables that you like and all that stuff. You just put it in the blender and it's just having a different form. You can have blended soups, you can blend your salad, you can blend all the fruits that you would normally choose, all the nuts. You can do that. I've done it for many years, and I don't miss the pleasure of taste. I actually have more taste in my life because I can blend all these things together, but I'm having less digestion effort. So going on a lighter diet from wherever you are, if you're already on liquids, you can go from, smoothies to juices, to cold pressed juice, or to more teas and water instead of juice. So for example, when I'm moving from smoothie to tea and water, the quality of my thought clarity grows exponentially even more. So even from liquid food to no food at all, there's still an upgrade in energy. But that upgrade is only felt when you learn to master your energy bodies, because otherwise you might feel hungry or dizzy or whatever. So you need to detox first for a while, and then you'll be comfortable with lighter and liquid food, and then you'll be comfortable with even more intermittent fasting or even just pranic nourishment. The more you detox, the more you embody more light, and you have a lighter diet. And we talk more about it in the program that I was talking about. It's called the Pranic Consciousness Program. It's already available online and in video, and I'm going to start a series of 8 meetings soon. But just for the record, these are the 8 steps that we recommend to activate the body of light. So this lightening up your diet thing is recommended by Buddha. Surprisingly, because he seemed to have a big belly. But he has always, from the beginning of time, recommended vegetarianism and veganism, because he says that only when the whole humanity is choosing not to use other beings for our benefit and pleasure, so not to use other beings for our benefit and pleasure includes the animals that we consume the products of, yes? And it includes much more than this, including prostitution and all that, but let's stick to food now. That is the moment when the true consciousness of humanity will evolve, when we stop using other beings for our benefit and pleasure, and that includes in our food. Right? So Buddha is recommending this way of upgrading your frequency and your light body. And the 5th thing that got us into this conversation is selfless service, or do something just because you enjoy it and just because you like it, totally selflessly, totally without expectations of rewards or appreciation or cheer up or money or anything else, just because you love it. So I would do this night and day, sit here and talk to you just because I love you and I love it. Yet I love the energy exchange of donations just because that pays the internet bills or the room or whatever we need to do this. But I would do painting, I would do dancing, I would do singing, I would do walks in nature, and even the healing therapy that I'm doing, every moment, every day, just because I love it. And that upgrades my frequency and makes my heart sing in everything that I do. Doing what you love, and doing what you love for a living, which is breathing basically, upgrades your frequency and upgrades your light and brings in more light, into this physical body. Because when you do what you love, you actually manifest your light you manifest your divine self, you manifest your higher being into this form, to bring what you love into form, and that upgrades your body of light. So that's why your ticket said what it said.
The art of happiness is to serve all.
The art of happiness is to serve all, or to serve others. When you serve others with joy and with true love for others, not because you want to be cheered up or appreciated, that really upgrades your frequency because that comes from a frequency of compassion. And this is recommended as method or as practice. It's recommended by the Christed One. He did it perfectly. From the preaching to the cross thing, he did it all with total abandonment and total love. And that helped him transcend into a new type of higher frequency that he demonstrated 2,000 years ago, and that humans have still not understood fully. So that was not about sacrifice, that was about total love and total mastery. And we have to reframe what happened back then for us to understand the Christ way. The sixth thing that we recommend for upgrading the body of light and amplifying our frequency and our light stream is to treat your body like a temple, to be aware that it is the house of the divine, and to treat it as such from the way you exercise and move it. And you need to move it more, most of you, including myself. I need to move more also. From, the way you move it and exercise it and help energy move through your body, to the way you dress it, because the things you put on are actually affecting your frequency, especially the fabrics, but also the colors and the quality of your clothing. So if you have something that's constantly constricting your body, your energy will not circulate. So treat your body as a temple even when you choose your clothes. And your aspect, your physical appearance. I wanted to appear here today in these golden, pearlish frequencies because these are the light codes that are actually streaming through. This is the frequency that we're bringing in, the golden rays of light, the golden era, the golden light codes. And I couldn't have dressed in another color. I tried rainbow on, it didn't fit. It's higher than rainbow, what we're bringing in today. So it's conscious dressing, it's conscious choosing the garments for your body that actually can upgrade your frequency. And it's not a thing of vanity or ego or fashion, being a fashion addict. It's a thing of choosing the right frequency for your physical appearance that is decorating your divine temple that is your body. It's a different thing. Welcome. And this is from the body products that you use, that must be all natural. So never put on your skin what you wouldn't want to swallow, because what you put on your skin is actually going directly through your pores into your blood. It's not even filtered through your liver, as if you would swallow it, your body lotion or whatever, you would give your liver a chance to process the toxins. But if you put it directly on your skin, it goes directly in your blood. So don't put anything on that you wouldn't drink or eat, right? And I know it seems hard to do for some of you, but I can tell you I use argan oil from head to toes as my main body pampering thing, or olive oil and stuff. And you can eat argan oil, for the ones wondering. Somebody had the thought, you cannot eat argan oil. Yes, you can. It's in the department store at the food section. You can. I just had that thought right through my head. For those of you who haven't used argan oil for your cooking, try it, right? And yes, and for other body products, I use essential oils to perfume my body, and most of the products that I put on is natural. Except for the hair dye. Yes, I heard you. The hair dye is not natural, okay? That's another thing. But most of the products, right? So treat your body like a temple from all the perspectives of all the choices of what you do with it, including the plant-based medicine, the things you're smoking or altering your consciousness with, for someone in the audience that is watching. And including the sex partners that you choose. Yeah, that's also treating your body like a temple. Whoever you touch your body with, that's also an interaction with your body. So be mindful of that. And wherever you place it, whatever environment you go with your body, be aware of that and treat it like the temple of the divine. And that is either upgrading or downgrading your frequency. Yeah. And this is recommended by Babaji, a master from the Himalayas who have lived in his physical body and still is presenting in a physical form from time to time for 9,000 years. 9,000 years. in the appearance of a youthful guy of 25. Good technology, we'd say, you know, good body technology to know how to do that. He sure treated his body like a temple. And the seventh method that we recommend to activate and amplify your light body is to spend more time in silence and spend more time in nature, because silence is helping your mind and your vocal cords to rest. And when you don't use this energy to ping pong with other people in conversation, you can use it for some introspection and to hear your voice, the voice of your own soul, and the light frequency that you have, and that amplifies and activates your light. And when you spend more time in nature and with plants and with natural elements, your energy body is being cleansed and harmonized, and your physical body is being harmonized too, because you are getting in touch with the very elements that your human shape is made of. And that is harmonizing your biomagnetic field and all that. So spend more time in nature and try to be silent for at least half a day or 1 day or a few days per week if you can. And that just implies that nothing is really urgent and that you can drop your phone and social media connections for a while and the world won't fall apart. I've done it several times, and when I came back the planet was still on, so it might work for you too, actually. And I'm a busy person. I hold I think 8 projects in parallel now, so I'm not someone who's actually sitting on her tail, and still I can have 9 days in silence if I choose to. So it's a matter of choice. Don't give me any BS on how you can't do that. I don't believe you. For anyone who is protesting there, yeah. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. It's possible. And this is recommended by Saint Francis of Assisi, to take time in silence, in nature, because he has been a saint that has spent a lot of time in nature. He has dropped all his, human possessions and richness and family, whatever he had, and he has gone in nature, living off the land for many, many years, and he was only eating when some creatures were bringing food to him. You know, he was understanding the language of the animals, and he could connect and commune with them, and they were bringing him food from time to time, and the rest of the time he wasn't even eating. So his consciousness kind of upgraded a lot from that practice of being out in nature in silence for a long time. And I also, when I feel that I've too much clutter and too little contact with my higher aspects, I just go and make sure that I disconnect from phone and other types of communications for a while. And that really puts me back on track. So it's one of my best methods to reconnect. I can also testify for this. And last but not least, as a method of upgrading and activating your light body even more, last but not least is sound and music, and the way you use your words as well, which is also working with sound. So sound and music are actually upgrading our frequency or downgrading it depending on what you listen. And if you ever listen to devotional or sacred music, you know what I'm talking about. If you ever been to a session of sound healing, you sure know what I'm talking about. Or if you just listened what I did before, the little sound that we did with my instruments here, you know what I'm talking about. So that's also a method of upgrading. And using mantras and words of power is also upgrading your frequency and streaming your light body out into the world. So for example, if I say now, I exist in Christed waters, I exist in Christed love, I exist in Christed light. I redefine my I-ness in a way that is reshaping, repatterning my energy field as I speak to the Christed frequency, just through 3 simple affirmations. I exist in Christed waters, I exist in Christed light, I exist in Christed love. Or, if you don't like the word Christed because it connects to some religion that you are not a part of, you can just say, I am full light and love. I am forever light and love. I am forever divine light and love. And that shifts your frequency instantly. When you focus on that, when you declare that, when you own that, in your words or in your thought, it shifts you completely. And this last part, this last method is recommended by Mother Mary and the Angelics. These are the beings of light that are recommending this practice. Sound, music, mantras, and being mindful of your wording, what you speak of, what you choose to say. Also, because if you say to yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I'm so, I don't have any talents, whatever people say to themselves, that's also using wording to spell your life into being, but it's not a good way of using them. So be mindful. Thank you everyone for watching. On Facebook and Insta, we're completing the live. If you want to be with us in the full workshop that is continuing with some meditation, please make sure that you are typing yes in the comments or consulting the link in bio, the Activating the Body of Light link to participate. Big hugs. And the ones on Facebook, you can also see the link in the comments and in the description of the video, or just say yes and I include you in the workshop, and then you can send a donation when you find your time after it. Big hugs.